Hello, investors. Welcome to the channel where we look for possible swing trades using technical analysis. Before we begin, all I ask is you hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And with that, today we're taking a look at a Boeing, ticker symbol BA. In case you're not familiar with Boeing, this is a major manufacturer of aircraft as well as spacecraft, satellites, space flight suits, all kinds of high-tech things. If you read their company profile, you think they're making the next spaceship to Mars, which could be true. But in any case, this is a large cap company with a market cap of $133 billion. And here we are on Boeing's annual chart. You'll see the share price is well above all the moving averages. And it does look to have formed a peak here and is starting on its way down. There were several small gaps up on this most recent run up, which, as you see, is right after the latest earnings report, which was a fairly significant miss by 10%. So it seems strange that an earnings miss would cause this kind of run up from about $175, $180 a share up to where we are now at almost $220 a share. And the RSI is overbought and looks to be turning down. The stochastics also are both overbought and look to be turning down, although, as you can see, they have turned down previously and recently, in fact, just bounced deeper into overbought. And the volume chart does show some spikes in buying. You'll see over the last few weeks, there is a lot of green in there, quite a bit. But it does look like the buying pressure has trickled off, and we're now starting to get some red bars in there. And finally, the MACD looks to have formed a peak, although again, it has formed two peaks before in this particular rise, and is now falling, and the signal and MACD line are starting to converge slightly, although they are not near across by any stretch. And what makes me mostly leery about Boeing is if we switch over here to the financials, you'll see this is not exactly a strong showing. We do have low short interest at 1.69% and institutional ownership just over 60%. Now, the company debt, there are no comparisons provided, so we can't tell if Boeing has more or less debt than other companies in their industry. The lack of data here is concerning because of the history of the company, just how long it's been around. The fact that you would have any of these blocks blank is strange. In any case, the company was not profitable last year. So we do get some blanks over here on evaluation simply because it doesn't compute negative numbers in this area. So you can't do, for instance, a price to earnings when there are no earnings. And the same thing for cash flow and book value. So keep that in mind when you are looking at Boeing. And then over here, you see the operating margin is negative. Net profit margin is also negative. And the gross margin is positive, although it is lower than 90% of other companies in their industry, which is the aerospace and defense industry. So that isn't a great statistic by any stretch. And then to be followed by negatives and a loss, that is terrible. And if you look down further, you'll see return on assets, -2%, return on invested capital, about -6.5%. Earnings per share growth is also negative, and they don't pay a dividend. So this is a terrible showing in the fundamentals here. So I really have to wonder why we have this spike in share price. What is it that caused this to run up? And I looked in the news, and there are no significant news events. This just seems to be market exuberance. So I would expect that as things start to cool off, this will drop back down to more reasonable levels of valuation. And there is a shorting opportunity there, if not pure short, then certainly with bear call spreads or similar options tactic. But please let me know what you think of Boeing in the comments below. And if you enjoy having ideas like this sent directly to you, please hit that bell notification to be alerted when new videos post. Remember, I'm not offering financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own due diligence when purchasing shares in any company. These videos are for entertainment, discussion, and education. But if you'd like me to analyze a specific company using these metrics, just let me know in the comments and I'll get to it as soon as I can. That's all for today. Thanks for watching and good luck with all your investments.